Alright guys, so I just finished Smoky Mountain National Park and now I'm staying in the town of Gatlinburg. It's like a very touristy town right outside the park entrance. Very cute town, very busy though. This is what I thought of the park. It reminded me a lot of Rocky Mountain National Park, just driving through mountains and forests. But instead of the mountains all being above the tree line like in Rocky Mountains, these are all below the tree line, and so it's just like a dense forest you're driving through. I actually thought it was a little more beautiful. I spent 3 days in the park, and there's just an endless amount of trails you can do. And it's good because if you want to do like a short waterfall hike, they have those. Laurel Falls is very popular, very touristy. If you want to do a long, adventurous waterfall hike, they have that too. It's called Ramsey Falls. That's what I did. So they have options for if you want to do an easy or hard version of the same similar view. If you want to do a mountaintop view, I did the Alum Cave Trail. It's 12 miles round trip, and you get to like the 3rd highest peak in the mountain, and usually no one's up there, so you get it all to yourself. It's absolutely beautiful. Or if you want the short hike, you could do a 0.5 mile hike up Klingman's Dove to the highest point in the park, and there's an observation tower at the top. A lot shorter, similar views, a lot more crowded. So it depends who you're going with. Are you coming with a family, or are you coming by yourself, and do you want adventure, or do you want leisure? So campsites, there's 3 major ones. I tried booking them like 2 days in advance. Obviously, it's like the most popular park in the U.S., so it was not going to happen. I went to Smoke Mountain Campground, and I was able to book book 3 nights. And Smoke Mountain is I came from the Asheville side, so the east side entrance of the park, and that's the more quiet side for sure because Gatlinburg is on the west side of the park, and that's a much more busy tourist town. So if you're worried about being around people, if you want to be around people, I would stay more closer to Gatlinburg, and that's going to be your Cades Cove Campground. I think that's going to be your Elk Mountain Campground, I think that's what it's called. If you want to be away from people and without signal, like I was, you go to Smoke Mountain Campground. Also, guys, the park is huge. All right, so you have to really plan your days to do a couple hikes by each other. I was at Smoke Mount, and even to get to like my main hikes, which were like the Alum Cave and the Newfound Gap hikes, it was like 40-minute drive. And usually you're gonna see an animal in the road, and usually everyone's gonna stop to look at it, so that's gonna slow you down. And there's probably always gonna be construction going on, like there was for me, and it'll probably slow you down like another half hour. So just keep that in mind. This is the most busy national park for a reason. I think mostly because it's a free park and most people just commute through it anyways, and that adds to the traffic. So yeah, guys, to really enjoy this park, you just need to decide what you want to do. Do you want to do the adventurous hikes, because there's plenty of those and they're all kind of spread out, or do you want to do like the more family-friendly short hikes and just have a leisure experience, because you can do those as well. So what I would recommend that you do is this: wherever you enter from, go to the visitor center, tell them your situation, and to ask them what's available, because there are a lot of hikes and they are all spread out through the park, and it could be like a good hour between some of these hikes. So who would I recommend this park to? I would recommend it to families, because there's plenty of things to do outside the park. You can go to Gatlinburg, you can go to Knoxville, hell, you can drive 3 hours to Nashville, or an hour to Asheville. So if you're a family, you can have a fun experience in the park and outside the park. If you're an adventure seeker, they have the Appalachian Trail here. You can definitely hike a huge section of that. You can do long mountainous hikes where you see 1 or 2 people. You can get that wild experience, which was what I was hoping for. If you want to see waterfalls, you can see waterfalls. If you want to see mountaintops, you can see mountaintops. If you want to see wildlife, you can see wildlife. So this park has it all. I can see why it's the most popular park of all the national parks. Would I come back? 100%. I would come back to finish more of the hikes and to also maybe attempt a section of the Appalachian Trail. So yeah, guys, this is a great park. I'm glad I went to it. It's probably the best park of this trip so far, and I can't wait to see Mammoth Cave next.